Not supposed to clap yet. It's foolish.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's first orchestra concert of the year. My name is Ken Tanaki, and I'm the high school orchestra teacher. And in front of you is the Sycamore High School Concert Orchestra. The first piece that we play, Contradance, is by Ludwig van Beethoven, and it's very special. If you are in the classical world, you've been seeing, because every professional music ensemble in the planet has been promoting the fact that upcoming is the season. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of, I believe, is the birth of Beethoven. So, for example, highly recommended. The Chicago Symphony will be playing all 9 of Beethoven's symphonies. They did that several years ago to commemorate another event, and I made it to 6 of the 9, and all I remember is that I was really tired by the end of the season. But it was a fun attempt to try. I got 6 of them in, and then I ran out of gas. But if you could go, I highly recommend that you check it out if you have the ability. So start with the Beethoven. Our next piece is a heartwarming song, or based on an English folk song by Gustav Holst. It's about a woman who is upset because her man has gone off to sea, and it's a loving yet dark theme that conjures up like happiness, joy, sorrow. It has everything built in one beautiful short little lyrical piece. So we hope you enjoy our next song. Before we play our final piece, I just wanted to take the time to recognize a few members of the orchestra. About 2-3 weeks ago, a bunch of students went to Geneseo High School to audition for the Illinois Music Educators Association Honors District Orchestra. They learned a bunch of musical selections and techniques, exercises such as scales, and it's pretty much like a regional all-star orchestra that they make. And so they compete against students from here all the way to Iowa, and then from Wisconsin down to about the Peoria area. So about the upper quarter of the state geographically. And so we have several students that are indicated in your program. If those students were selected for IMEA, if they would stand and be recognized, please. So in mid-November, they will be going to, and for you parents who have attended IMEA early and often, okay, this year we are not going to be at Augustana College. I'm sad. They're doing renovations at the university. They're getting apparently a whole new music wing. So the university is kind of shut down for the next couple years. We will be at Moline High School, so remember that. That sounds bad up front, but if you know the Quad Cities area, it is across the street from Whitey's Ice Cream. So, so you can pick up your kids at the high school, at Moline High School. Let me know how the concert is. I will be at Whitey's. So, all right. And now for our final piece. All right. The next ensemble on stage is the Sycamore High School Chamber Orchestra, and we are doing this concert in a traditional chamber orchestra style and a very authentic Mozart style. Back in Mozart's day, the orchestra would be led like these kids often want in class without a conductor. So we're kind of doing it in that style. So the Mozart Divertimento is one of three divertimentos, these short works that Mozart wrote. And every year we try to cycle all three of the pieces. Each year we play one of them, and then we add Eine kleine Nachtmusik as one of our fourth pieces. And as we always say, Mozart is the fundamental musician or composer of classical music. If you can't play Mozart well, you can't play anything else well, and it exposes musicians for who they are. Everything has to be absolutely precise, and any little mistake becomes audible. So it's a great way to start the year teaching the orchestra the basics and the fundamentals. So in fact, both pieces today that you're going to hear is they're going to do it without me. So will be all conducted, all the communication, all the cueing, everything will be done by the members of the orchestras themselves. So without further ado, the Sycamore High School Chamber Orchestra. Thank you for being a great audience tonight. Before I do our last piece, I would like to recognize the Illinois Music Educator Association district festival selectees in this orchestra. So if you were selected for IMEA district, will you please stand up and be recognized? And just so you know, because he's such a humble guy, Eli, also on bass, he's already standing, so he got selected too. And I want to give a special shout out to Eli one more time because this year, if you're not involved in the Illinois Music Educator system, it's crazy and it's weird. But the orchestra will be traveling to Moline, but the band and choir will be here in DeKalb on a different weekend. And it's a long story, but band traditionally uses string bass players in their ensemble. And so they contacted me saying when the date was selected that, hey, we need reliable basses that will actually show up for this event because it would require the bass player to come a second weekend and spend their whole day rehearsing for several hours and giving a concert. And so one of the first people that everyone agreed was like, hey, we know that Sycamore has a great bass player. Would he be willing to do that? So I contacted Eli, and he wholeheartedly agreed. So he is also going to be playing with the IMEA district band, giving up another entire Saturday just out of the goodness of his heart to play with them and be there for the band program. So kudos to Eli. Our last piece is a tango. If you're familiar with the tango, it is a dance, a Latin American dance or a European dance that goes through a whole series of tempo and dynamic changes within the piece. It's very difficult because the tempos are wide-ranging and they don't. Each tempo change or speed change doesn't necessarily relate to the one before it. So there are these just basically blind times when they just get faster and they have to do it together. And no logical person would ever try to do this without a conductor. But none of us are logical on this stage apparently because we are also going to do the tango without a conductor. It's all going to be communicated. And when you see all the speed changes in this piece, you will understand how difficult it is. Thanks to an NIU student who came almost last month. There's a student at NIU, a political science major, who on the side does competitive Argentinian tango dancing. So she spent an hour with this class, and we learned the tango. And I have some video footage that I'll be happy to send out to you at a later date, or I'll just put on YouTube. So with all the public settings open. So, no, but it was a really fun and awe-inspiring event that really allowed them to understand how fascinating and different from classical music that we tend to play. So without further ado, the tango. Thank you for coming out tonight and supporting the orchestra program, and we hope to see you at our future events. Take it away. We do have one more personal event that the orchestras are doing. It's our tradition. We take our yearbook photo. This is our shortest concert of the year. They get progressively longer as the year goes on. So this is the best time of the year to do it. They're already in their uniforms. So we're going to clear the stage. And if we could have this middle area cleared up, a gigantic ladder will be approaching you very soon. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.